Hi, it's Marcus from AromaTime. I want to talk to you, the staff, about beef. Now, most of the ground beef that's on the market today, and especially in the school systems, and you go into the grocery store and you find, unless they're grinding it fresh, all the prepackaged ground beef, I would say probably 85%, I think was one of the last statistics I read, is processed with ammonia. Yes, ammonia's in the beef. So if you go to another restaurant, or if you go buy some burgers, some frozen burgers, this or that, at the grocery store, at a restaurant, they use ammonia in the processing. That's because the big producers, the big meat packers, realize that their meat is dirty. They realize there's fecal matter in there and other kinds of harmful pathogens, like E. coli 157. That's the E. coli that you hear about that can kill people, especially younger kids. So what they do is they take ammonia, pump it into the beef, and hopefully that's going to sanitize the beef. That's the idea of it. Now, really the real idea, which these big guys aren't capable of doing, is actually not using the meat to begin with and make sure that the meat is clean when it walks in, the animals are healthy, and they're being processed at a slower rate where they can be cleaner and things like that. But that's really not the industry standards for the big guys, and the big guys really supply the country with beef. Believe it or not, other countries will not take our beef and they will not take our chicken because of the chemical processing that we do. Russia was the last country, recently just the last country to say no more United States chicken in Russia because of the chlorine we're putting in it. So of course, at the restaurant, if you've watched the other video, we're anti-chlorine in our chicken processing, very anti-chlorine. So we're also anti-ammonia in our beef processing, which means we buy from smaller farms. They don't need to use the ammonia because they're taking care of the animals. And they're taking in a slower processing plant where there's not that major cross-contamination. If they are grinding meat, it's from the few animals that are there, not the really thousands of animals that go through on a daily, weekly basis. Do you know one hamburger can have, it's something really ridiculous, up to like 1,000 different cattle in it. Maybe even more than that, one hamburger. Those are some of the statistics because they just take all the leftover meat from all these cattle, just grind it and mix it. And it's a really gross process. This is when they have to start using the ammonia because they want to disinfect everything. So I don't know about you guys, but I personally don't want to eat beef or serve beef here at AromaTime that has had possible ammonia contamination to it. I'd rather use the small individual producers that are doing the right thing. That's exactly what we do here. So today's lesson for you guys, the staff at AromaTime, was about the beef that we use. No ammonia in our beef, and it actually says it on the menu. So if anybody asks, that's what happens. Just tell them the big meat packers to sanitize their beef because they get beef from all over and they're using it at a very fast rate. They don't have time to be sanitary. They compensate the sanitation with ammonia to disinfect everything. Hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, ask myself or ask Jamie or some of the other senior staff that's here or the chef in the kitchen. They will be happy to help you. Thanks.